Trick or treat. Trick or treat. Trick or treat.
Trick or treat.
Where's my candy?
We don't have candy.
What kind of joint is this? I want some booze then. Give me a Bud Light.
Bud Light.
We're at our secret warehouse and test facility. Let's see what we're rolling out today. I'm sure it's something exciting. Looks like we have a 2019 Hyundai Elantra with a very nice red paint job. And not just the base economy Elantra, the upgraded sport model. We'll talk about that later on in the video. But be assured it costs more money. Here's a side and rear view. Nothing exciting. Typical Asian generic shape. But nothing to complain about. And again, this metallic red paint looks really sharp. The base price of an Elantra runs around $17,000, but this one, I'll show you the price sticker right now. Here's the total tab, a cool 27 grand. Actually, the price is $23,700 for the Sport, but you have the audio navigation system, which adds around $2,400. Then there's shipping and handling. I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem charging $137 for carpeted floor mats. You're charging for carpeted floor mats, people. Are you serious? Come on. Especially on top of the line car. I guess I can't single out the Koreans for this nonsense pricing policy because most of the other Asian manufacturers and American manufacturers and German manufacturers do it too. They just can't help themselves. One of the reasons for the price difference between the base Elantra and the upgraded can be found under the hood. The standard engine is a 2-liter 147 horsepower. We can order the optional 1.4 turbo 128 horsepower. This is top of the line, a tiny 1.6 turbo, but it cranks out a whopping 201 horsepower. Hooked to a sophisticated 7-speed dual clutch automatic. Can't complain about that. Fuel economy is listed at 26 in the city, 33 on the highway, and 29 average overall. We'll be racking up some miles in the real world to see if these figures are true, so you might want to stick around. Now that we've shed some light on the price tag and engine specs, let's shed some light on these fancy headlights. Quads on each side, total of 8 bulbs. Let's take them out in the dark and see how they perform. It's dark enough. Let's take these lights out, see how they do. Look pretty bright to me. Here we have the low beams on a wall 100 feet away. Very bright, decent height. Brights, lots of power. Now we'll go to a longer distance. Here we have the brights on the building 300 feet away. Very bright, very wide. Very nice. Good low beam. Actually touches the building. I'm very impressed. We do get a decent sized trunk. There's a spare tire underneath the floor there for more storage space as well. These seats do fold down for more cargo capacity. Second row seating is listed at 5, but in reality 2 full-size adults or 3 tiny little kids or dogs or monkeys. A decent sized glove box, especially if you take the owner's manual out and put it in the trunk. The rocker panels under the door are too wide, and you have the infamous dirt shelf design that collects all kinds of road debris. In this case, lots of dust that's likely to get on your pants if you're not careful. Nasty. If you're driving in bad weather, a good idea to have some paper towels around to keep this clean. Materials and workmanship, nothing fancy, but more than adequate, no complaints. Instead of those horrible garbage electronic parking brakes we're getting stuck with nowadays, we get in a real, honest-to-goodness manual emergency brake that car makers don't like giving us. It costs too much to make. But we get it here, thank you very much. We get an excellent gauge cluster, lots of useful information with a screen in between, including tire pressure monitor. Very simple climate system to use. Just a few knobs and buttons, the way it should be on all cars. We could only wish. Since this is a performance engine, you might want to use these paddle shifters on the steering wheel to choose your own gears manually. The Sport has a drive mode button. Hard to see with this glare. It gives you normal mode, sport mode, and smart mode. Sport works pretty good, but cuts off the overdrive gears, not good for the freeway. This covers part 1 of the video where we do the show and tell. Part 2, we're going to take this out and do some driving and get some fuel economy readings. I find the power steering to be way too light for me. It's definitely electric. But switching on the sport mode button beefs things up a bit. Try both and see how it works for you. As we do in all of our videos, we're going to take some mild speed bumps around 20 miles per hour. See how the suspension performs on impact. Here comes bump number 1. A bit of thumping from the tires, but pretty smooth. Nevertheless, number 2. Smooth again, number 3. Very comfortable. Here comes the nasty one that gets you. Oh, I heard that one. Overall, I would give the ride quality a B+. It's pretty good for such a short wheelbase and lightweight car. Let's see how it does on the turning circle. A bit of body lean as you'd expect. I don't think the typical driver is going to be going any quicker than this in a corner. Adequate enough. This motor's got plenty of power. 0 to 60 times pretty good. We'll just put it in the sport mode and take a quick run. Once that turbo kicks in, hang on. Can't complain about the acceleration. Very nice brakes too. Very sensitive. Takes some getting used to, but stops on a dime. If you take a lot of long highway trips, you'll find the Elantra to be fairly comfortable. The only disadvantage, on rough pavement, there are a lot of rumbling noises coming up through the tires, wheels, and suspension. Not that big a deal. You just have to remember it started out as a $17,000 car. It's not going to ride like a limousine. Other than that, nothing to complain about. Comfortable seats, good driving position, fairly quiet. No other issues. At the moment I'm driving over road construction asphalt. It's pretty rough. Now you can hear the rumbling noises I was talking about earlier. Again, not a deal killer. Just one of the deals you get when you get a small, inexpensive car. So far, mixed commuting, our fuel economy has been 24 mpg, with 66% highway, 33% city. It's bumped up to 28 mpg, 28.1 now. We're going to take a short freeway trip, see if we can bump up these figures. Alright, keeping the speed as close to 55-60 miles per hour as possible, 20 miles. 37.1 mpg. I was babying it to get the best fuel economy, I will admit. But you can do it if you try. Okay, we're going to make a return trip. And this time I'm not driving for fuel economy, I'm just driving to get there as fast as I can. We're not going to reset the fuel economy meter to 0. We're just going to add the miles on. And let's see what happens. Here we go, the total round trip. First half driving easy, second half driving quick. 34.9, nothing to complain about. That was done in the smart mode, by the way. So what's my take on the Elantra after a week of driving? The only gripe I had was the spring pressure on the gas pedal. I find it way too light. Could use a little more tension in there. Bothers me, might not bother you. Otherwise, I have no complaints. Great performance, good fuel economy, decent price, excellent warranty. What's not to like? Here's some video links of other Korean vehicles we've driven, tested, and done videos on. Just click and watch. And subscribe. I need the money.